Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to respond to the question asked by the Honourable Alitian Bainivalu, provide an update on the recent humanitarian and disaster relief assistance provided to New Zealand and Vanuatu after the recent severe tropical cyclone events. On the New Zealand response, sir, allow me to provide an update. First, for the New Zealand deployment. During severe tropical cyclone Gabrielle, which hit the North Island of New Zealand with damages estimated to be at least $13 billion. It caused significant impacts to the northern and eastern parts of the North Island, including Northland, Auckland, Bay of Plenty, Waikato, Tarafiti, Hawke's Bay, and Tararua. New Zealand declared a national state of emergency on the 14th February 2023. It was only the third time in New Zealand's history to have a national emergency with a number of 11 fatalities recorded, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, from 2017 to date, New Zealand's support towards Fiji disaster management has been to the tune of over $7 million. The government's decision to reciprocate this assistance was received with much gratitude by the government and the people of New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 20th Feb 2023, the National Disaster Management Office, NDMO, and the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces briefed the Honourable Prime Minister on what Fiji could offer. Subsequent cabinet paper was also submitted with the following proposal: NDMO with 5 personnel, comprising of emergency management specialists, RFMF with 26 personnel, comprising of infantry and engineering platoon, led by a Navy Lieutenant Commander and assisted by an RFMF captain. RFMF team liaised closely with the New Zealand Defence Force team. And from the National Fire Authority, we had 3 personnel. They offered 3 officers who are specialists in search and rescue operations to assist in the response effort at the Hawke's Bay Emergency Services. A total of 34 personnel from the Government of Fiji's humanitarian assistance team to New Zealand and departed on the 24th Feb 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of a distribution of tasks, 5 NDMO officials were embedded with the New Zealand National Emergency Management Agency, based at their National Coordination Centre in Wellington. Officials were deployed for 14 days. 3 NFA officials were embedded with the New Zealand Emergency Service team in Napier, Hawke's Bay, and officials were deployed for 14 days. And the 26 RFMF officials were embedded with the New Zealand Defence Force, based at Hawke's Bay, which was the worst affected region in New Zealand. Officials were deployed for 28 days, and they have just returned last Saturday, and we owe them a great vote of gratitude for all the good work that they've done. Budget and logistics, sir. The total budget for the deployment of the Government of Fiji team to New Zealand was $184,900. The New Zealand government provided strategic airlift, food and accommodation to the Fiji Emergency Response Team. For the Vanuatu deployment, sir, as part of a Pacific Family Initiative, the coalition government also responded to Vanuatu after the island was hit by 2 consecutive Category 4 cyclones, Judy and Kevin. It caused massive destruction to the vegetation and livestock, and on the 5th of March 2023, their Prime Minister announced the whole of Vanuatu was under state of emergency through a declaration of a state of emergency. The Honourable Prime Minister, whilst he was in Panama at the time, communicated his advice to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the permanent representative of Fiji to reach out to key stakeholders to coordinate Fiji's support to Vanuatu. Consequently, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs convened a multi-stakeholder committee meeting on Monday, 6 March 2023 to discuss Fiji's support to Vanuatu to complement their ongoing relief and response efforts for Tropical Cyclone Judy and Tropical Cyclone Kevin. Mr. Speaker, sir, Fiji managed to offer the following: 40 RFMF officials, which includes engineers and medical experts, 9 Fiji Emergency Medical Assistance Team, FEMAT, by the Ministry of Health for surge support to hospitals, 5 Fiji NDMO officials, which facilitated coordination support for Government of Fiji's deployment in Vanuatu, and food, rations, and water. On the 7th of March 2023, the Vanuatu government accepted Fiji's offer through a diplomatic note. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to acknowledge our partners who also joined government in supporting our Melanesian family. This includes Fiji Airways, Fiji Water, Police Global, 4 Gen Steel Foam Proprietary Limited, Fiji Pine Group of Companies, Food Processor Fiji Limited, Big Combined Company Proprietary Limited, Bar Industries Proprietary Limited, Fiji Rice, and the World Food Programme. And it's important to note, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the Pacific region needs a strong whole-of-society approach towards humanitarian work that can bring our different communities together. The total budget for the deployment, Mr. Speaker, sir, was $583,841. And I'd like to acknowledge the New Zealand government in again providing airlift for the second contingency team, with the host country providing accommodation for the emergency response team. The team is currently deployed for 28 days. And updates up to now, sir, since the team are still in Vanuatu, I wish to inform the members of this August House of some of the work they have conducted and are currently doing in Vanuatu. They're providing surge support to the Vanuatu National Emergency Coordination Center. They're delivering ration packs and water to severely affected areas. And the RFMF has conducted a quick fix on the Villa SDA school that was instrumental in the reopening of that school on Monday 27th. The team also joined up with a Fiji field-ready team to assist the WASH cluster with the installation of sanitation systems. Now, FEMAT team has also been assigned to Mele Village and be working with the respective clusters responding to the recovery needs of Mele Village. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, there's been a spike in leptospirosis. Typhoid, dengue fever, and diarrhea cases in the country has recorded its first death this past week from leptospirosis. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir, this assistance and regional deployments are aligned well to our regional cooperation strategy outlined in the BOE Declaration of Regional Security, where member states are encouraged to assist each other in humanitarian crisis. Both humanitarian response deployment fulfills Fiji obligations under the BOE Declaration and the 2050 Blue Pacific Strategy, and also affirms Fiji's position as a leader in the region in interregional assistance for disasters and emergencies. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.